everybody! Since the holidays are coming up in a few weeks, I wanted to do a quick video on balloon candy canes. Yes, I put together a couple of things in here that you might not think about when you think about balloon candy canes. Let's get started. Now, the first thing, and what I consider to be the most important part of a balloon candy cane, is the spiral. And you can see here we have two different spirals. This one here is a little bit tighter, and it just makes it look a little bit more clean, and it gives it more detail versus this one. In one of my past videos, I gave a quick tutorial on how to make a tight balloon spiral like this, and if you'd like to learn how to make one, I'll put a link somewhere here, maybe. Just click on the screen wherever you see it, and it'll take you to that video. I'll also put a link in the description. Now, the next thing we want to consider is the color palette that we're going to choose. When most people think about candy canes, they think about red and white, but there's several different shades of red and several different shades of white you can choose from. For example, we have two candy canes here. This one uses Fashion Red and Fashion White 260s. This one uses a Fashion Red, but it uses a Pastel Ivory. I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but there's a slight change in the hues. And the one with the Pastel Ivory is a little easier on the eyes. Another thing I want to talk about while I have these out is the tips. Some people like to leave bubbles on the end of their spirals, but I prefer to make them clean. And you can see here the difference between the clean ends and the bubble ends. For me, I prefer having the clean ends because it looks more like a traditional candy cane. And it doesn't take that much extra work if you have a balloon cutter. Lastly, I would like to talk about texturing the candy canes. And I know some of you are probably saying, texturing a candy cane? Yes, let me show you. Let me get my Fashion Red and Fashion White candy cane back out again. These are both 260s. And then we have our second candy cane, which is a 260 Fashion Red, but it's a 160 Fashion White. You can see when you use different sizes, it adds a little bit more texture and it offsets the color a little bit, which I think looks nice. Now, if you wanted to have more white instead of red, that's perfectly fine. You just switch the colors. You do a 260 Fashion White and you do a 160 Fashion Red. And that might make it look more like a traditional candy cane. Also, going back to the color palette, candy canes don't have to be red and white. Let's say you're towards the end of the holiday season, you used way more red and white than you were planning on, but you still gotta make candy canes. That's when you can do something like this. It's still clearly a candy cane, but maybe this is a grape flavored candy cane, who knows? Well, that's gonna do it for today's video. As you can see, I'm kind of all spiraled out. This is the last video I'm gonna be posting for this year, but I have a full video schedule planned out for next year, so look for those. Well, it's been another great year full of memories, and I've gotten to meet so many of you at the conventions, at the jam sessions, and the lectures, and I've really become quite fond of all of you. I hope you and your friends and family all have a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year, and I'll see you in 2018. Bye-bye!